My name is Mark DeFoor, and this is my capstone presentation for the Instructional Technology Ed.S program at the Bagwell College of Education at Kennesaw State University. As a member of Cohort 7, I began the specialist program during spring semester of 2014 and will graduate in July of 2015. I am a mathematics teacher at Winder Barrow High School in Winder, Georgia, and I also coach football and women's basketball. My capstone project, entitled Wiki Use and Project-Based Learning, a Collaborative Exercise, is an explanatory sequential mixed methods study on the use of Wiki technology in a project-based learning environment. As a math teacher, project-based learning is an extremely useful instructional strategy that actively engages students in a demanding process requiring the use of critical thinking skills, collaboration with peers, and the ability to rely on past experiences to develop and build competencies required of 21st century learners. Wikis are the new way for groups to collaborate and coordinate complex projects. Used in education, wikis make it easy for students to change the content of a web page with one click of a button. It's as easy as edit, write, and save. Wikis provide a collaborative and constructive learning environment and are an effective tool for project-based learning. Although there are several definitions of project-based learning, critical components of this instructional model are a driving question or problem and the production of one or more artifacts as representations of learning. Project-based learning has been demonstrated to improve students' ability to reason and argue clearly. Students in classrooms that incorporate PBL perform at least as well on standardized tests as their peers in traditional classrooms. Collaboration is heavily emphasized because of its importance in group work. Group work is a trademark of project-based learning and is a critical skill required of high school students as they become college and career ready. A paradigm shift is underway in the workforce as employers place high value on prospective employees who already possess skills necessary to solve problems in a collaborative environment.
These four friends are going on a camping trip. They need to bring the right supplies because they're backpacking. The group needs to plan and plan well, so coordination is key. They're all computer users, so they start planning with an email. It starts with one, but then becomes a barrage. Email is not good at coordinating and organizing a group's input. This is the old way. Boo! The important information is scattered across everyone's inbox. This isn't coordination. Let's start over. There is a better way. It requires using a website called a wiki. Using a wiki, the group can coordinate their trip better. This is the new way. Yay! Most wikis work the same. They make it easy for everyone to change what appears on a web page with the click of a button. It's as easy as erasing a word and rewriting it. The buttons are really important. There are two that are essential. They are edit and save, and they are always used together. Let's see them in action. Here are our camping friends, and this is a wiki website. Like all wikis, it has an edit button. Clicking this button transforms the web page into a document. All you have to do is click it, and the web page becomes a document ready for editing. Editing the page means you can add or remove words or change how they look, just like writing a letter. Once you're finished editing, you click Save and the document becomes a web page once again and is ready for the next person to edit it. Easy. Edit, write, and save. Using this process, a group can coordinate more easily. Let's apply this to our camping friends who need to bring the right supplies. Mary signs up for a wiki site and then sees the new site for the first time. She clicks the edit button to get started. She creates two lists for camping, what we have and what we need. Under We Have, she lists the things she will bring, a cooler, stove, and flashlight. Under We Need, she lists items that others need to bring, compass, lighter, water, and food. She finishes the process by clicking Save, and the website now has lists for the camping trip. Now it's John's turn. John visits the wiki website, clicks Edit, and the page becomes a document ready for him to make changes. John volunteers to bring food and water, so he moves those to the Have column. He also realizes the group will need a knife and rope. Once he's finished, he clicks Save, and the wiki is ready for the next person. Henry visits the wiki, clicks Edit, and he can edit the page. He remembers they need a tent. Henry saves the page, and the wiki is ready for Frank. Frank edits the page and agrees to bring the remaining items, completing the process. Frank saves the page and realizes something awesome. The group has created the perfect camping list without email. Yay! But wait, one thing is missing. They need a location for the campsite. The wiki can help with this too, but another page is needed. John visits the wiki and clicks edit to edit the page.
Okay.
He types in the word locations and highlights it.
He then clicks the link button.
This changes the word locations into a link to a new page. John clicks save and next, Frank visits the wiki and sees the list and the link to the new page. He clicks on the locations link and arrives at the new page. This new page enables the group to use the same edit, write, save process to coordinate locations. This process can be repeated over and over.
These three buttons, edit, save, and link, make it possible to organize a great camping trip or create the world's biggest encyclopedia.
You can sign up for your own wiki at these websites: PBWiki, WetPaint, or Wikispaces. I'm Lee Lefevre, and this has been Wikis in Plain English on the Common Craft Show.
Introduced by Ward Cunningham in 1995, wikis were developed as a tool for collaborative learning. Research suggests that wikis are ideal for knowledge creation and management. Due to an increasing presence of the internet in education, a paradigm shift to a student-centered classroom is underway. Research suggests that wikis involve students in their own construction of knowledge. Whether working face-to-face or online, students believe class projects that use wikis provide a valuable learning experience. Messages are easily posted for discussion, and peer feedback is quickly provided on work regardless of a student's physical location. Today's students must learn and develop skills that will allow them to succeed in a competitive business environment. Educators need to teach what wikis and other social software may mean to business, not as a phenomenon, but as a skill. Today's workforce also demands that students develop better problem-solving skills and become more adept at working in groups. Project-based learning is a solution to address these issues. Research suggests that wikis are limited with respect to students' use of collaboration to create knowledge. Students seem willing to post information on wiki sites, but not so willing to share information and exchange ideas. The review of literature supports project-based learning and wikis have similar characteristics and positive contributions in education through collaboration, communication, and group work. By examining the use of wikis in group work, additional research may determine how wikis can contribute to and improve collaborative learning. This study was conducted using an explanatory sequential mixed methods design. Specifically, a wiki was used in a third grade classroom as an instructional tool to teach students about fractions. All content-related material, links to supplemental material, assessments, surveys, and simulations were embedded into a wiki hosted by Wikispaces. Data was used to answer two research questions. First, what wiki tools promote collaboration and interaction in a project-based learning environment? And second, what characteristics of wikis motivate students to participate in group work? Emphasis of this study was placed on quantitative data. Data collected in Phase 1 helped determine the volume of wiki use and the attitudes of participants towards the use of wikis. The data was intended to be an indicator of how students in groups contributed to the project-based learning assignment and if collaboration was involved. Qualitative data helped explain patterns that developed in student-to-student interactions and overall wiki use. The second phase of the research consisted of student and teacher focus group interviews. Two focus group sessions were conducted during the study. One interview session helped assess students' opinions about wiki technology in a mathematics lesson about fractions, and the second interview was administered to the teacher to obtain her responses regarding the effectiveness of integrating wiki technology into a mathematics lesson. Attempts were made by the investigator to routinely monitor and track student progress in real time. The monitoring process was designed to help determine success levels for students participating in the project-based learning assignment. Data obtained from a technology literacy survey shows that out of 128 third grade students responding, 77% had access to a computer at home, while 86% had internet access. 81% owned a smartphone, tablet, laptop, or digital device that could access their school's wireless network. However, only 23% of those students indicated they actually participated in their school's BYOT program. Attitudes of students towards the importance of technology show that 75% agree technology is important to their daily lives, while 68% believe learning about technology will help them get the job they want. For schoolwork, additional data shows that 58% of students use computers to send and receive messages, 44% use a computer to download digital media, and 40% use a computer to create a presentation. Regarding the use of wikis in a mathematics lesson, 57% of students thought the links to supplemental content were somewhat to very helpful in their learning experience. A staggering 100% of students thought simulations or interactive animations were helpful in learning about fractions, and 71% thought that working in groups with technology to solve problems was helpful to them. Qualitative data was coded and analyzed to support or refute data collected in the quantitative phase. Themes that emerged from focus group interviews included audiovisual presentations engage students are interested in learning outside of the classroom, and students have a high level of self-efficacy in using technology to learn. It's clear from the data that three key findings emerge from this study. First, wikis allow users to easily add and edit content. Throughout the notes recorded during the teacher focus group interview, repeated mentions were made of how easy the wiki was to use. Statements included, "It was as easy as copying and pasting things in a Word document. All I had to do was cut and paste the URL to the YouTube video. I found the file I wanted and clicked the upload button. It was easy to add and store content." Second, wikis encourage collaboration. Data obtained from the Technology Literacy Survey suggests the majority of students of the entire third grade class have communicated with classmates by sending or receiving messages electronically for school-related activities. This demonstrates the level of technical literacy and ability to use collaborative tools associated with wiki technology. Furthermore, data collected from the post-assignment survey suggests the majority of participants of the intact class believe that working in groups with technology to solve problems is important to their learning. It's important to note that during the mathematics lesson, participants did not use technology to communicate with other groups or students in or out of the classroom. The data collected in this study simply indicates a propensity for students to adopt wiki collaboration tools such as blogging if those tools were made available to them in their instruction. And finally, wikis promote group work. Data collected from a post-assignment survey indicates students like to structure wiki pages by having access to content, simulations, assessments, and surveys in one central location. Emerging themes and data collected from a focus group interview indicate students like the individual components of the wiki site. It would seem to make sense that if they like the individual components of the wiki, such as watching a video or a Prezi presentation, then they would be willing to share that knowledge that they acquired through the presentations with group mates. A power shift is underway and a tough new business rule is emerging. Harness the new collaboration or perish. Those who fail to realize this will find themselves ever more isolated, cut off from the networks that are sharing, adapting, and updating knowledge to create value. This philosophy not only applies to businesses and individuals, but more importantly, high school students that are preparing themselves to become college and career ready. Wiki technology serves as a tool that, when integrated with project-based learning, is a strategy educators need to teach students as a skill and not as some phenomenon. There are deficiencies in wiki technology, but prior research indicates these deficiencies are more technical in nature. As wiki technology improves, it's expected that many of these deficiencies will be eliminated for users. The demands of college and many career paths for high school graduates are focusing on those who can effectively collaborate with colleagues and contribute to groups to take advantage of pooling resources. The inclusion of wikis in the workplace increases the attachment of employees to companies and, as a consequence, productivity and product quality.